Finally, NEET PG examination has happened. It was a never-ending task that was performed by NB, and finally we are through that examination for good or bad. The results will obviously tell that. And firstly, I would like to tell you what this whole video will be about. Firstly, declaration of result. Second, what would be the rank versus marks prediction, and what source to follow for NISET 2025. And fourthly, I have seen a lot of hate for BTR. So, is it valid? Is it reasonable? It will be solely my viewpoint and what I have experienced. I will try to share with it. It is neither to influence nor to entice for this course. It's my neutral observation of this course. Firstly, declaration of results. So, rest assured that today is Saturday, it will not be declared, because today they are actually in the finishing touch. So, by all means, today will not be results will not be declared today. As soon as I get the information when it will be declared, I will update it on the channel. So please tune in and subscribe it. Moreover, even if the result is declared this year, there will be delayed counseling, because the third year PG that is right now there, they have not exited right now, and they will be exiting around December, and that's why they have not conducted the NEET SS 2024, and Supreme Court upheld it. So now how does it affect our admission? It affects us because at any point of time, government will not give salary to 4% when that job can be performed by 3%. So there would be delayed counseling, and there's no surprise if it extends to October and November. They will definitely delay the initiation of counseling, and they will definitely do something so that our session would start by December only. That's what my prediction, and that's what I have been saying since January 9th when I uploaded my first video. You can go back and watch it. And yeah, this is about counseling and declaration of result. And now let's discuss the rank versus marks. कुछ भी बोल रहे हैं इंटरनेट पे, कुछ भी, जितने भी ये मिडिल मैन काइंड ऑफ चैनल्स हैं जो पीजी में एडमिशन दिलाते हैं, शायद उनको ये रहता है कि अगर हम आपको डरा देंगे मार्क्स वर्सेस रैंक से, तो वो आप प्राइवेट के लिए ज़्यादा इंक्लाइंड हो जाएंगे, तो इसलिए वो कुछ भी बना रहे हैं. आई हैव गिवन दिस एग्जाम, एंड व्हाट आई फील इज दैट around 500 marks, then you are within 15,000, I guess, that I can say safely. And to be precise, if in morning session, if you are around say 500, then I guess you will get around 13,000 rank. And since I was in the morning shift, so I am telling you what about my shift and what has been the question in the evening shift, and what has been the review of it. I guess you can always subtract 15-20 marks, because there were some dicey questions there. So perhaps if you are getting 485 here, then also that will be equivalent to 13,000. This is what it would be. That's my assessment of this examination. Obviously it will not be accurate. You will see as when the result is declared. So this is what I am saying is rank versus marks. What I feel is, now many of you would be getting very less marks, below this marks, or not be getting desired branch, so they will be pursuing for NISET 2025. So source to follow. See, this is now a very area that I am entering is a very controversial area, and it depends upon individual to individual whom you are better with. And also this video is about the online hate that BTR is getting, and I want to address that also, so it will be a bit long, and I will tell you why that is happening, and what is the future of it, and what is and why we should not do it in the first place. Firstly, see, between 2010 to 2017, Dumb Shoot performed really well. Okay, they were the dominating one. But after 2018, I guess, 2017, 2018, Sparrow came into being, and then they have dominated, and in a way they are dominating in till now also. If we see the question booklets, I mean PYQ net and all those question banks, every individual has to subscribe Marrow for at least for plan B. But what it has been seen is that there is some decline in plan C. So now I will be talking about Sparrow's dominance in between 2018 and 2021, I guess, or 22, and from that onwards, after that we have BTR, and it has been dominating right now. It's upon you whether you accept that fact or not, but this is right now the dominating force. So I can tell you my experience that I have been preparing for a long time, and from what I guess is that BTR is a very practical source. Sparrow, you can say that it is an ideal source. Why it is an ideal source? Because when you come out of the examination hall, you can say that the maximum question that were asked in the examination, you could go back and find it in Sparrow and their notes. But why BTR became possible? BTR became possible because here the notes were concise, to the point, and it's like getting you only the lean meat and removing all the fat there present. So ma'am has obviously removed the redundant part or part that has not been asked in the recent history. So you will get a very organized content which you can revise before the examination. So that's why I'm saying Sparrow is an ideal one, because you can get most of the questions answers there. But will you be able to revise that? If you are able to revise that before the examination, then it's well and good. But I had found that large majority of people are crying just before the exam, because it has a very extensive note. Now they are reducing, cutting and trimming just to compete with BTR. Otherwise, that was the usual case scenario. Now we coming on to the BTR now. BTR now, is it one coaching institute said that BTR is a Kunji, and that's a very funny statement, because Kunji is for exit exam. I have not seen that Kunji is for entrance exam. Kunji is a word that is seen in northern India just before when some exit exam meaning that in each exam there is a very high percentage that they want to pass you. For example, as many have studied Sambulingam in first year, so that is an exit exam, that is a pass book. So calling it that is shows very an infantile understanding of the notes. And also they kind of said that how can a single teacher teach everything? How can a single teacher have dominance over all the subjects? And what my understanding is that it is because this exam questions are made according to their pre-PG preparation. That is, what is required before the post graduation and not what is in post graduation, or not what and not what is after the post graduation. So single teacher obviously can do this. It's just that it never hits somebody that this idea that this can be executed, and whatever she is doing, that whenever you ask any controversial question or you get into any difficult part, she says straight away will recede back and say that I will look back and see. She never commands that she is the ultimate authority, and she always says that she will consult so and so teacher and then will give answer. So she is living the originality, that's it. And definitely single teacher, it is possible because she has done it and will be doing it in the future. At least for 5-10 years from now, she will be the dominant force in this NEET PG market, and that's it. And we really require subject specialist? No, obviously, because it is not the amount of information that is to be put in your mind. See, I am just trying to elaborate with you with the diagram. Suppose what happened in Dumb and Sparrow was that teacher were present there and the students are here, and they are continuously producing loads of knowledge, and it is upon the student to run and gather those information, and it is their headache. They will come and go and will teach such and such thing. What did Sparrow did? Sparrow worsened that situation, because if you go through medicine and all, there also they have given heaps of content, and that much is not required. So what is in BTR? Now people often say that spoon feeding is bad, spoon feeding. We are also a student right now, we are not teachers. So even if there is some spoon feeding, then it is well and good. And why I am saying there is spoon feeding? Because there are certain things that you cannot understand. There are certain things that you have to remember, and when you have to remember those things, then either you make your own trick or you take the trick from ma'am. So obviously you can take the trick from ma'am and spoon feed yourself and learn that those portions that have to be rectified and those portions that have to be understood, she will make you understand in a very smooth fashion. She actually knows what people can understand and what cannot understand. She is not under that intellectual ego problem where for example in Sparrow medicine, he is under an own intellectual ego that fine, I have attained this kind of knowledge, and you don't deserve to talk to me like asking silly questions and all. And I mean, that is not acceptable for me, because if you are a teacher whatsoever, at whichever level you are, ultimately you have to serve the student and answer the silliest of doubt. So what this has been up till now, that these coachings have been only serving the top 20% student. They never focused on what the last 20% was, what is happening with the last 20%. So now what we are seeing is that BTR is focused on the last 20% student. So now therefore it's more appealing, because if she can make it understand to the last 20% of the student that this is the phenomena and how this is happening, then obviously people above it will definitely find it easy and doable to do. So this is the whole picture. And often what BTR has done, definitely it has increased the competition, that's for sure. People say that it has increased the competition, but many seldom understand how is it so. Firstly, see, before BTR what I say, there is these coaching institutes were dropping heaps of knowledge. So there are two types of students. Toppers type of student, like ma'am herself or whoever is topping in your colleges. So they will invariably top, whether you give them BTR or not, whether you give them Sparrow or not. Why? Because they have their own sharpness of mind, and when they have their own sharpness of mind, they have the intellectual capacity to how to assimilate those information and understand and ultimately use it while doing giving the examination. And this is what has been happening. But what happens with the rest of the mediocre student? These are also hard workers. They are working 24/7 in library. They are working more than topper, because topper would be getting frustrated that how come topper is doing everything. He is enjoying his personal life, and as well as enjoying going on party and everything, and as well as scoring good marks. Because see, God has given us with different talent. So definitely the topper student, they have that sharpness of mind, and so therefore they are able to assimilate those information. But what happens with the rest mediocre? They are ready to hard work, but they do not know how to assimilate the information. And once they assimilate, they don't know how to process. Assimilation means, assimilation is, for example, if you have studied BTR, then she tells that 214 low more. So what has been the traditional approach? This is the RTA. Okay. What has been traditional approach? Traditional approach has been go and understand that, and you will forget that in examination, that's for sure. But if you remember this by this method, then you are definitely going to recall in the examination. So that's what I mean by assimilation or processing. And ultimately, if you are assimilated and processed, then you are going to do better in examination. So what has this done is that now this group of students who had earlier no clue how to remember those informations, how to process those information, and since they are working hard, so somewhere they are able to reach to this level, and therefore this has now increased the competition. That's for sure. Now coming on to the other parts, what I have said, hate, because देखो उगते सूरज के बारे में ही लोग बुरा भला कहते हैं, क्योंकि वो उग रहा है सही में. जो बाकी जो ढल चुके हैं वो क्या करेंगे, वो बस उगते सूरज को वो उसके बारे में कहते रहेंगे. लेकिन ऐसा करना नहीं चाहिए. क्यों नहीं करना चाहिए? बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली यू आर इन अ वेरी नोबल प्रोफेशन. और जब ये इंस्टीट्यूट्स पैसा कमा रहे थे, तब उस समय तो दे डिड नॉट कंप्लेन अबाउट एनीबडी. नाउ व्हेन दे हैव in their receding phase, so now they are complaining a lot about what is those people are doing. See, life is all about following values. Then only you can have that money and everything. They have only the short term view. If you see the DUMS faculty from 2013 till now, except for 4 or 5 teachers, which majority of them are family members, others are coming and going. There is no permanence. And most of the teachers that you are seeing on the other platforms, they have definitely started from there. So somewhere down the line, he failed to retain those teachers. And once you are coaching is good as teachers, so if you have failed to retain them, so definitely you won't be growing as that much as you should be. So therefore they are presently in that phase. So, but being a fellow doctor and how much she respects them, see, is respect is something that is has to be earned, and if you do such type of silly things, then you will lose it gradually, and ultimately it is the respect is the most precious commodity. Money will come and go, but respect for each other should remain, and that is what should be in our profession, which is unfortunately not there. Now, what source to follow? See, what I would say is that stick to BTR, and if you are finding BTR, if you are able to understand the BTR, see, if you have to ratify those things, then you should be wary of those things, because whatever she has arranged in notes, you don't need to ratify it. You need to understand those things, and these, because those are the summaries, you have to understand the underlying things. If you have not, if whoever is in presently in professional, they should not watch the BTR. BTR is only for the interns and all. You should rather focus on your base subject and go through the designated books, because there is no substitute rate, no coaching substitute is there to the book, that's for sure. But that is an idealistic way of taking things. Ultimately, you have to see what is realistic. So realistic is stick to BTR, and whatever. And also now I think that BTR content is now somewhat approaching towards Sparrow, because first, but what is good is that there is gradation for what first information you should have, what is the basic information, then what on top of that, what on top of that, because she has taught us a lot of things. Like first there was BTR, then there was bonus BTR, then there was mega BTR, then there was choti copy BTR. So when you see all those things, then the content obviously will be inching closer towards Sparrow and all. But again, those content are in a very compressed form, and if you understand that subject, then only will you be able to understand its compressed form. And if your knowledge is not good, if you have not been able to do well in professionals, no worry, you can still do the BTR. But while studying BTR, if you're then also not able to regain the information, not able to understand what is happening, why, then you go for rapid revision. So which platform rapid revision would be good? See, in my view, you should go for, you should not be sticking to a platform, you should rather be focused on teachers. Which teachers are good in their respective field, you should go and join them. And that's where application exchange can be done. It's upon your own discretion. See, what happens is that I can give you a outline that which subject teacher you may follow. So for anatomy, I think Ashwini sir. For physio, Somen Manna sir. He or she goes, he goes by the same title. So go and see it, and correct me if I am wrong. For biochem, you can stick to Sparrow. Again, for pharma, GRG sir. For path, micro, Priti. Now for forensic, now forensic you can go to Sparrow. He is really good and he has really taught in a very crisp manner. And I would suggest even that if you want, you can avoid doing forensic from BTR, you can go and do from Sparrow, because I had that done personally. And then we move on to PSM again. Vivek Jain sir. ENT, you go by anyone because I did not study from anyone. I just completed from BTR, and again Optha, that also I completed kind of from BTR. And for short subject, do not sweat much because more or less it will be covered in BTR. So go through it. Don't go for rapid revision unless you have no clue in that subject. Then we come on to the final professional examination, final professional subject for medicine. You can go for Marwa sir. See, don't go for Sparrow. Why I'm saying that? Firstly, because there's one thing that making you understand this subject and making you okay, fine, blah blah blah. These are the things happening. But what are the information that you actually need in the examination? And what I'm saying is that focus on the 80 to 85% of the question, not on the that 20-25 question. They are not going to decide the rank. So that's my take on this. Obviously, you can follow that. For surgery, see, many new teachers have come, but I've studied from Khandelwal sir, so, and he's good in surgery, so you can definitely study from there. And what was it? OBG. Now OBG, see, you want to cover each and everything, every nook and corner, then you can go for Sakshi ma'am. But if you want to go look it into conceptually and have a very clear understanding of that subject, then you go for Prasenjit sir. He also, which is really good. Peds, stick to BTR, don't go here and there. And then ortho, see, I have not done ortho. I am from Kapoor sir, but I have heard that he is the best in ortho. But I have largely done it from BTR, so it's upon you. And again, anesthesia and all these short subject, Dharma, don't go for very lengthy rapid revision and all. If you go through BTR, that is more than sufficient. Focus on the main subject. Focus on those questions that are doable. Fine. So this is the thing that I am trying to tell you, and that's it. If you have any query, then obviously you can comment section and I will respond it accordingly. And result is not today. I will tell you by Monday that when it would be declared, whether it would be Monday or beyond that.